Hello, I am going to do cards a little different today. I have some very near and dear loved ones who are struggling with severe depression and suicidal thoughts. Having spent so much of my life stuck in that space, I know how difficult it is, how heavy it is, and how hopeless and dark life can seem when you're in it. And I know that there may be many of you out there who are struggling with the same thing. And so I have a deck, and I am asking, what are the things that can be done to really help nurture yourself in this process? Because it is a process. You know, those things don't disappear overnight. It takes time, and it does take diligence and support, you know. All right, so first one we have here is we are all connected. And so this is a reminder that you're not alone. No matter how lonely it feels, no matter how completely isolated you feel from life, from love, from anything even really good, we are connected. You are connected to all that is, you know, and when we can begin to accept this connection, then we can start to really begin to recognize and feel and sense that we're not alone. Because that loneliness is brutal. Loneliness is brutal. And we don't want to rest in that. We want to rest in the truth that we are all connected. And so another one is be without malice. And so the reality is that when we're in those states, we judge ourselves so harshly. We judge life harshly. We see everything as being so against us, you know, and like we can't break through, we can't, you know, get free of anything. Like it just feels like this horrible thing. And so it's so easy to fall into anger, into malice, into rage. And I know in my life, in the throes of my moments, if you will, I very much had a temper, and I would lash out at anyone, you know, my kids, my spouse, my friends, you know, random people in the store, you know. And so when we recognize that the anger that we feel, that the rage that comes up with all of this is really kind of that top layer of emotion. The anger, the rage at life, at people, at situations, at whatever it is, it's really telling us, hey, there's a whole lot under here that needs to be looked at. There's a whole lot under here that needs love, that needs your attention, that needs you to care. And so when we recognize our anger, when we recognize that rage and that just short-temperedness as being a symptom, you know, and we can begin to ask ourselves, okay, I see what's here. I don't like it. We don't like being in that place. We don't like being in that state, because really it feeds more of the depression. It feeds more of that. For me, it was self-loathing. You know, it feeds all the nonsense, and it feeds the isolation even more. And so we want to be able to let go of that sense of anger, that malice at life, at ourselves, at whatever it is. And so this one is nurture all you love. We would not hurt so much if we didn't love. All that you feel inside, all of those intense emotions, all of those feelings of worthlessness, all of those feelings of whatever it is because you love. You care very, very deeply, and that's why it hurts so much. And so when we can nurture what we love, when we can take that step, that moment, that just space to say, okay, right now I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to be here right now. I'm going to let go of all the anger. I'm going to know that even if I may not feel it right now, I am connected. Connected to love, connected to source, connected to all that is. And nurture that love. It helps, you know. And sometimes it might be, you know, if you don't have family, if you don't have the close friends, you know, sometimes it can be a plant, as simple as a plant, you know, something that is living, something that you can take care of, you know. It's amazing what something so simple can actually do for you. And I know when I was first coming out of my depression, I started to get into houseplants. As weird as it seems, I got into houseplants and I began to nurture them. And as I nurtured those plants, it helped me to recognize how I could better nurture myself. And so sometimes it is the simple little things, but being able to nurture love. Nurture that love inside of you, because it is there. It is there because you would not hurt so much if it wasn't. And so recognize that, one, you are worthy of love. You are worthy of unconditional love, and you're worthy of giving that to yourself. And recognizing that the anger and all that malice, all of that just raw at life it's just masking, it's masking the hurt, you know, it's masking the hurt. And then recognizing that, yes, we are connected. We are connected. And so when we allow ourselves even just a moment, wash away our burdens with love and kindness. When we recognize that, you know what, life isn't always easy. It is often really hard, and it can be really brutal, and it can feel like the end of the world. You can feel like nothing goes right, that nothing's going to get better, you know. But when we allow ourselves to just let it go, even for a moment, when we hold on to love, when we hold on to kindness, whether it's with ourselves, which is the important part, a plant, a pet, a child, a loved one, you know, let yourself be in that moment. Be in that space of nurturing what you love, you know, of letting go of the anger and the rage at really what feels unfair, you know, and knowing that all of you, all of us, all of life, we are connected. We are connected in that love, you know. So allow yourself, so nurture yourself by allowing yourself those moments where you just take that deep breath and you just let it all go. In that moment, there's no depression. In that moment, there's no suicidal thoughts. In that moment, there are no burdens. In that moment, there is only love, and you are connected to that love. Tap into that. Sometimes in the beginning it feels like just a split second of it, but that split second will give you something to hold on to. It will give you something to hold to, so that when everything else is going all crazy again, and when you're feeling yourself falling into those deep, dark rabbit holes, you can remind yourself, this moment, I remember this moment, and I remember what it felt like, and I want to be there again. And know and trust that you can get there again. One step at a time, one moment at a time, one day at a time. No matter what you're facing, you can overcome. You will get through, and you are worthy of joy, of happiness, and unconditional love. It's in you. Allow yourself that. Embrace it, and be that love that's in there. Let that come forth for yourself, because you deserve it.